most valuable real estate community in existence. Today we are going to be talking about contracts on top of contracts. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, you got to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to drop it here in the side chat on the Discord. Make sure that you're subscribed. Tap the like button on this video. It will help us get in front of other real estate professionals. And drop a comment as well, letting us know what you took away from today's live. Yesterday was one hell of a day. It was absolute bangers after bangers. I called a seller live and locked them up live for everybody to actually see. You know, we really do this business and show people the process. There's a lot of theory online. There's a lot of people that talk about what the business looks like and talk about what you should say to sellers, but they never show what those interactions actually look like when you have somebody on the other line ready to sign on the dotted line. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. Huge happy birthday to Holly. We got a birthday to celebrate today. Good morning to Mr. Diego and Mr. Usman and Mr. Joshua. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good morning, good morning. We've got everybody in here using their name. We got Mr. Greg, Diego, Andy, Holly, Joshua, Usman, Dave, Alyssa, Damien, Joshua again, Mariella, Mohammed, Nick, Vanessa, Anthony, Matt, Chris, Samir, Iman, Tim, Grant, and Ruskin joining us all live. Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage of this opportunity to adjust your Discord profile to use your real name. We want to make sure that everybody in here is a real person, and the best way to do that is to use your real name, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got a lot to talk about today. Yesterday was an incredible day for business. I put another property under an ovation contract live, and people could actually see what that process looks like, which is so important to me because there are so many people on the internet that talk about novation and these different exit strategies, and they tell you that it's so easy and that you got to do this, that, and the other, but nobody's ever talking about these calls live. Nobody's ever showing anyone how these calls actually go down, and that's what we did yesterday. And I've got another property to lock up under an ovation today. I'm going to be writing up another agreement that's going to get signed on Friday at 8:30 a.m. So this is going to be exciting. I can do that call live. Everybody's probably going to be getting ready for the day at that time, but I'm going to be on the phone. So let's open it up. I'd love to talk about what everybody else has got going on in their business, some of the struggles, some of the things that people are overcoming, something maybe that they have learned. What has everybody's biggest takeaway been this week? What are we all working towards? Huge shout out to Mr. Santiago. If you have land for sale anywhere in Florida, send it to him. He will help you out. We love to see people getting active, getting loud. Letting everybody in the room know what you do is so important, because now everybody that is prospecting in those areas and may have come across, some land is going to keep that in mind. They're going to say, oh, well, I actually have a partner in the community that has buyers. So very important, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you're letting people in this community know who you are, what you do, and where you do it. Super important. And this is that opportunity really for you to be doing that. The 30 to 50 to 60 to 70 people that join us on a regular basis are going to be the ones that are ultimately going to be partnering with you on these deals as well. I have an exciting event today, this evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, with the legendary Savion. We're going to be talking about his story and how he actually went from pocket listings, literally calling up agents, doing agent outreach to try to get pocket listings, to now fixing and flipping real estate. We're going to be talking about his journey. If you haven't already, you got to go and sign up for that event. Make sure that you're signed up. It's going to be an excellent event. Interesting day today, for sure. This camera is all over the place, and I'm sure we'll figure it out. But I appreciate everybody's patience and bearing with us today on this lovely Thursday, August 8th. In the meantime, what is everybody else up to? What are some deals? Let's talk about some deals that you've got going on. Let's break down some things that you've got in your pipeline, and let's talk about how we can get to that next deal or the next opportunity. Let's see. Something's bugging. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's try to figure this out. In the meantime, I'll use another camera that we got. It's how you pivot in the moments of uncertainty that ultimately define your character, and your ability to remain calm in those situations will always serve your highest good. Nick has a fixer in Colorado Springs. He's locking up at 60% ARV. Sounds like a great opportunity. Yesterday, I got an opportunity come in Orlando, Florida, and I reached out to the community to see if anybody had any VIP buyers that we could send over there. And I was very surprised to see the amount of support from people that already had VIP buyers that were willing to send people out there. So hopefully today we're going to get something going. I'm going to call up that seller and see if we can go on ahead and put pen to paper and get something moved here. Anthony says that they haven't locked anything up yet, but they've started calling and working on a Facebook campaign. Fantastic, fantastic. Action is the way to go. Tired of endless amount of education? Absolutely. I was actually talking to my wife the other day about this, and the old way of learning was by reading books. Everything is so quick now. You have the reels, you have the short form content, you have hours and hours of videos, but there's no better way to learn the skill than by doing it. And I had an amazing conversation after yesterday's live stream where we put that property under contract. There was a member of the community that I went and actually grew up with that was inspired by that to go and start making calls. And he's got a whole other app that he's doing, and he's reaching out to his potential clients to get people on his platform. And he was very surprised based off the way that I've been able to communicate and what I've been able to do. And I told him, he was asking me for advice, and the biggest advice, the number one advice that anybody should be giving is just do the thing. Whatever it is you're afraid to do or whatever it is you need to improve, just doing it consistently is going to make all the difference. This certainly didn't happen. REI Rev hasn't happened overnight. It's not like one day all these people showed up. I mean, it was months and months and months of showing up when there were maybe 5, 10, 20 people in the audience. Your close friends are the only people that are here supporting you, but they're there, and building that community, growing alongside the people that really are actively participating. And today, it might be 30 to 50 people that join us on a daily basis, but I do believe in the future we're going to see an audience of 100, 200 plus. And that's what I'm here to do. I'm really here to provide as much value to as many people as possible, create as much opportunity as I possibly can, and make sure that the legacy that I leave is me giving everything that I could have. And I hope that that's everybody else's intention here as well. We want to see you all have the foundation that you need to succeed. We've got to bring Diego onto the podcast. I know that he's been absolutely killing it. He's gone from also doing the agent outreach stuff to now assigning land and getting into way bigger deals, and to see, the evolution of the real people that come and be a part of the revolution is insane, because you know, this isn't some community where people just hide behind a profile picture. You never really know who you're in the audience with. These are people in here that are actually going to be doing deals with you. And so if you can build real relationships with the real people that are here showing up each and every single day, it's going to make all the difference for you and your business. I'm going to send out an invite. I actually didn't send out an announcement for anybody to come and join, but shout out to the almost 40 people that showed up with no invite. Absolutely insane. The dedication. I'm telling y'all. Good morning to Mr. Malik. Malik's doing big stuff in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. You got to tap in. We got to get Malik to come onto the podcast, talk about his story. I want to really start to highlight a lot of the members of this community to really put themselves out there, because if we're not all aware of what everybody in here can do, how is it that we can work together and close more deals? That's the number one thing. Letting people know where you are, who you are, and what you do. Very important stuff. So let's take a look at some of these ads. We've got ads running today. I want to see if anybody has clicked on the ads where we're at. Pulling this up. We're at 4 clicks for the day with an average click of $10.47. That's interesting. Let's take a look and see if we've gotten any leads to the email. No leads so far to the email. No missed calls. So nobody has converted off of those clicks. We've spent $41.87 today so far. Total of 64 impressions and 4 clicks, but no leads, no forms filled out, and no calls. Donnell asks, when you get pay per lead leads, is it based off of Carrot.com? No, so I have a company that's actually setting up my campaign. And so I'm actually going to bring them on to talk about the business after I close a deal. So I've already got I've had 5 under contract. 3 of them have fallen out of contract. There are 2 right now. One of them is an active novation already listed on the market. The other one I'm going to be calling agents and getting that one listed today. And then I'm putting another one under contract tomorrow morning. So I'm getting the deal flow and I know that it works. I just want to convert these leads and have a story to actually tell people about before I even talk about anything specific, right? I have never affiliated myself with a pay-per-lead company. And at one point I was thinking about exploring what that might look like until, I gave it some time and some thought. And I don't make any sort of impulsive decisions, especially when it comes to making a suggestion or recommendation for a software or service. And I personally spent, thousands of dollars with this pay-per-lead company, and I recognized that the more exposure that these pay-per-lead companies get, the higher the cost per lead will go. And the reality is the quality per lead does not increase with that cost per lead increasing. And so what I do believe is that if you are generating your own leads and you're in control of your own campaign, you are going to have across the board a relatively predictable price per conversion that is always going to be lower than paying per lead if you do it right. And so that's why I've always wanted to work with a professional. I'm working with professionals now to handle my Google campaigns, and I've completely transitioned from the cold calling, from SMS, to specifically strictly focus on Google Ads. In my opinion, the highest intent that somebody can have, the most important out of the four pillars has got to be motivation. And somebody that is going out of their way to search to find someone to buy their house is at the highest level of motivation. There's great opportunity for catching somebody that might be casually scrolling on Facebook, but it's not like their intent is to find you and talk to you, right? When somebody is searching for your business on a platform like Google or Bing, they want to talk to you, right? So their intent to sell is the highest out of any cold call, any SMS, any Facebook ad. They are actively searching for your help. And if you can position yourself in a way where people looking for you can find you, you're going to have the cream of the crop in terms of the most motivated leads. Anthony asks, is your Google ads are down to specific city or state? So I actually dropped a live showing people exactly how I'm finding the hottest markets based off of transaction volume using ListSource. It's on the YouTube channel. If somebody could link to that video in the side chat, I'm going to put it probably in the comments after the video. Go and watch that video because that's literally exactly how I'm finding the hottest markets based off of market transaction data. Completely for free. So I'm targeting the highest sales volume areas based off of transaction volume. Matt says that Facebook ads are interruption marketing. Your ad/marketing is interrupting their scrolling activity. Google PPC is intent marketing. The person intentionally searched for that service/keyword 100%. That's why I don't want to stray from what I believe is where I should be, right? When you're first getting started, if you don't have $10, $15, $20,000 realistically, right? You really should have a budget of at least $20,000, $15,000 to $20,000 to be able to spend on these ads before you're going to start to see results, right? If you're not in a position where you have access to $15,000 or $20,000, you've got to hustle to get that money. The best way to do that is cold calling, SMS, all these other lower cost options, because at the end of the day, you're going to be able to assign a deal and get that money. But if you don't already have that money, you can't invest that money into your ads, right? So that's going to be my biggest suggestion to everybody is hustle until you can invest. Because I certainly started with literally no money. There was no community when I first got started. There was nobody to talk to. I mean, there was no opportunity like you could just go and work for somebody in here. It didn't exist, right? So literally cold calling. We've dropped literally lists, everything you need to be successful. We've dropped it. I'd love for people to take advantage of it. Go get the list that we've dropped. Call those lists. Get a contract. Get a hot lead. Reach back out to us. Let us help you get it across the finish line and get you that first $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 check that you need to start reinvesting into your business. Because for the people that say that wholesaling real estate is a $0 business, you're going to make money with no money. You could hustle to get to your first check, but you're not going to be able to scale. And that's what Google and all of these different marketing streams are going to allow you to do, is to scale your business, right? You can hustle to get a check. I've done it multiple times. Everybody in here has done it, especially if you're starting from nothing. Hustle to get that first deal. But once you've got that first deal, once you've got that second deal, once you've got an understanding of the business and you can actually competently speak to sellers on the phone, you have a framework and a sales process, reinvest into your marketing so that you can get those leads coming to you consistently and just start turning these out. Because when you're hustle season, You are constantly on that hamster wheel, making these calls, don't know where your next deal is going to come from, trying to do all these different things. But when you are in a position where people are reaching out to you, you are in a position of power, right? You can tell people, hey, look, why don't you just go list this property? They're going to tell you all the reasons why they don't want to list, and those are the people that you want to work with because they already know that that's an option for them, and they're choosing not to use that option, right? They want to work with you. So that's why I love Google Ads. That's why I love the position that, inbound marketing can put you in, because it's completely different from essentially begging somebody to give you business, right? Somebody is asking for your help versus you pretty much trying to convince someone to work with you, right? It's a completely different dynamic on the phone, completely different conversation. And if you really want to scale, you want people reaching out to you. YGRDJ, make sure that you use your real name. We want to make sure that we can identify you. Having some letters like that, we don't know really who you are or what you're doing. So definitely take this opportunity, especially if anybody else in here has a screen name, to use your real name. If you don't know how to update your nickname, no problem. Just type your name here and we will actually update it for you. Gotcha, Dominic. I'll go ahead, I'll update your name. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got an exciting podcast coming up this afternoon with the one and only Savion, and he's going to be talking about his journey and how he went from hustling, literally calling up local agents to try to get a pocket listing, a pocket deal, and wholesaling those, right? He's gone from that to flipping properties. He's now buying these properties in his backyard and virtually and closing on them, fixing them up, and relisting these properties to sell to owner occupants. It's incredible. It's incredible stuff. Alyssa asks when. Diego says 6 p.m. Yes, sir. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yep, that is, Dominic, exactly what you're asking about. He's literally probably the king of agent outreach. I would call him the king of agent outreach. He's really crushed it. He's up there for sure. He's up there for sure. I know there are a couple people that are fighting for that title for the king of agent outreach, but he's definitely up there for sure. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. Guys, if you haven't already, you've got to subscribe to the YouTube channel. I actually just dropped that link in the side chat. Make sure that you click that subscribe button on the channel so that you can get the notifications of the replays. You can not only see these morning masterminds, but all of the podcasts and all of the content that we have planned. We're not only just chipping these up, clipping these up, and posting them on our Instagram, which I hope that you're already followed. If you're not already, make sure that you're following us on Instagram. I'll do this. We have that post with Savion. For everybody that reposts that post to their story, you will be entered into a giveaway, and we will give you a skip traced list to call or text, whatever you want to do with it. It will be your list in a hot state like Texas or Tennessee or Kentucky or Alabama or Georgia. So if you want access to that list, make sure that you follow the Instagram and that you post that newest photo that was just uploaded about Savion's podcast to your story and tag us on Instagram. And we will make a draw and we'll pick somebody live, whoever it is that has posted that on their story. Matt killed me. Donnell, which link do you need access to? We're going to drop it here in the side chat for you. Dominic asks, anyone else in here that could help with agent outreach? I have a few agents that send me properties, but I don't want to deal with any legal headaches in the process by making a mistake. It's always important to be cautious. I wouldn't worry too much about making a mistake, especially if you have the correct provisions in your agreement that would allow you to get out of your agreement without being held liable for any damages. You want to make sure that you have an earnest money contingency and that they are only to go after you for the earnest money and be satisfied by the earnest money and nothing more. Make sure that that provision is in whatever agreement you use. We also have shared the agreements that we have actually actively used for any sort of acquisition, and you can see that in the contracts section. Again, we're not lawyers, but we are actively doing this business and sharing the resources that we use for everybody to take advantage of as well. Let's take a look. There's a couple people asking for that one link. I will drop it in the side chat. This is the link, finding the best markets in any state. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I am excited. I know that today has been quite a crazy day with this camera. I'll try to fix this for tonight's podcast. But I sincerely appreciate everybody joining us. This is the #1 most valuable real estate community in existence. If you haven't already, you got to go check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Instagram. Make sure that you're subscribed. Invite somebody you think would benefit from being in proximity with us by sending them that link, discord.gg/REIRev or reirev.com. Let's absolutely crush it today. I know that I've got to hop on a couple calls. I got to write up a few contracts, but today is going to be a great day for everybody. All right, everybody, take care. Stay blessed.